Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into one of the coolest, most elegant ideas in all of deep learning, how we can make these massive neural networks smarter, leaner, and way more efficient, basically by getting them to reuse what they already know. Let's jump in. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll tackle the big problem, why modern AI models are just so massive. Then we'll uncover this really clever solution called parameter sharing, and we'll see it in action. After that, we'll look at a more flexible version called parameter tying, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with why this kind of efficiency is absolutely critical for the future of AI. All right, let's set the stage. Modern neural networks are incredibly powerful, right? But that power comes from having millions and sometimes billions of tiny little knobs to turn, these things we call parameters or weights. But there's a catch, a pretty big one actually. Yeah, this massive scale doesn't come for free. So what's the price we pay for all that power? What are the hidden costs that come with these giant models? Well, it really boils down to three big problems. First, you need a huge amount of memory just to store the thing. Second, training it takes an unbelievable amount of computer power and time. And third, and this one's really tricky, you run the risk of what's called overfitting. Think of it like a student who crams for a test by just memorizing the exact answers to the practice questions. They haven't learned the actual concepts. The second they see a new question that's even slightly different, they're totally lost. That's overfitting. So how do we fight this parameter bloat? Well, we get clever. Instead of having every single part of the network learn everything from scratch, what if we could just make them share what they've learned? And that brings us to the core idea, parameter sharing. It's a technique where we literally force different parts of a model to use the exact same set of parameters. So instead of learning, say, 1,000 different ways to detect a cat's ear in an image, we learn one really good cat ear detector and just reuse that single detector everywhere we need it. And the result? It's immediate, and it is powerful. Reusing these weights dramatically slashes the number of parameters the model has to learn and store. It becomes smaller, faster, and way more efficient. Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's see where the rubber meets the road. We're going to look at two classic examples: convolutional neural networks, which are amazing for images, and recurrent neural networks, which handle sequences of data. You know, this quote right here just nails the whole idea behind sharing in image recognition. The key insight is that an object is still the same object no matter where it is in the picture. A cat is a cat, whether it's in the top left or the bottom right corner, and our models should understand that intuitively. And this is exactly what convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, do. Think of a filter like a tiny, specialized stencil. Maybe it's a stencil for spotting a sharp edge, or a curve, or a specific texture. The network takes this one single stencil and just slides it across the entire image, looking for that pattern everywhere using the same weights in every single location. And that, right there, is the magic of sharing. Because that one single cat's ear detector is used everywhere. The network learns to find a cat's ear no matter where it moves. This amazing property is called translation invariance, and it's a direct result of sharing parameters. Okay, so that's how it works in space, with images. But what about time? The exact same principle works for sequential data, like sentences of text, where the order of things is everything. And for that, we use recurrent neural networks, or RNNs. Now here's the core trick of an RNN. As it reads a sentence, say, one word at a time, it reapplies the exact same set of rules, this weight matrix W, at every single step. First word, use W. Second word, use W again. Third word, you guessed it, use W again. That's parameter sharing across time. It allows the network to use the same logic for each word, while remembering what it saw before. So parameter sharing is pretty strict, right? The weights have to be identical. But what if we want to enforce a relationship that's a little more flexible? Well, that brings us to a bigger, more general idea called parameter tying. The difference here is subtle, but it's really important. With sharing, it's simple. Parameter set A equals parameter set A. They're identical. But with tying, they aren't identical, but they're linked by a fixed rule. For example, one set of weights might be forced to always be the transpose of another. They're related, but not the same. And you see this all the time in modern AI, especially in transformers. So at the very beginning of the model, you have this embedding matrix that turns words into numbers. And at the very end, you have an unembedding matrix that turns numbers back into words. It just makes sense that these two jobs, which are basically opposites, should be related, that they should share some knowledge. So instead of learning two completely separate, massive matrices from scratch, they're tied together. The output matrix is forced to be the transpose of the input matrix. That means it has all the same numbers, they're just rearranged. This one simple constraint can cut the number of parameters for these huge layers in half. All right, so we've looked at sharing and we've looked at tying. Let's kind of pull back for a second and bring it all home. Why are these techniques not just clever little tricks, but really fundamental principles for building great AI models? Well, the benefits go way beyond just saving hard drive space. You get smaller models, sure, but they also train faster. And because you're constraining them, they tend to generalize better. They learn the real patterns instead of just memorizing. But honestly, the most powerful idea here might be that last one. You are literally encoding human knowledge and assumptions, like the fact that an object is still an object if it moves, directly into the blueprint of the network itself. That's a huge deal. And look, this isn't just some high-level theory. For anyone who likes to get their hands dirty with code, modern frameworks like PyTorch have tools for this built right in. You can actually define a constraint, like, say, forcing a matrix to be symmetric, and then apply that rule directly to a layer in your model with just a single line of code. It's incredibly practical. Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As we try to run powerful AI on everything from our phones to our cars, maybe raw power isn't the only thing that matters anymore. As we move forward, could it be that the ability to be lean, efficient, and just smart about how it uses its parameters becomes the most important feature of the next generation of AI? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.